Welcome back to Autovault. There are moments in the automotive world where a brand doesn't just release a new model, it sends a message, a quiet one, confident one, the kind that doesn't rely on theatrics or noise because the product itself carries the weight. And today, this is one of those moments because this is the 2026 Range Rover SV Black Edition, a vehicle that doesn't whisper luxury, it breathes it. Slowly, deliberately, like a monarch who knows the crown is already his. Walk up to it, and something shifts, not because it's flashy, not because it's loud, but because it's controlled. Controlled power, controlled elegance, controlled dominance. And here's the part that will sting for Stuttgart. Mercedes Maybach should be worried. Very worried. Because Range Rover didn't just refine the SV. They weaponized it. They sharpened it, darkened it, elevated it into a new tier of ultra-luxury that Maybach has never truly mastered. Stealth luxury. Not chrome. Not champagne gold. Not diamond-studded excess. Just pure, obsidian-level, black tie authority. Take a breath and let the presence sink in. This is not a trim, not a package, not a marketing exercise. This is Range Rover declaring war. And doing it with a smile. Pause for a moment, because the exterior alone tells a story. A long one, a deep one, a story about power, and the art of not needing to prove it. You see it from a distance, and the first thing that hits you is presence. Not size, presence. There's a difference. Plenty of SUVs are big, plenty are tall, plenty are wide, but very few, very few, command space the way this one does. The SV Black Edition doesn't occupy the road. It owns it. Every line, every shadow, every reflection is intentional. Let your eyes trace the silhouette. Long, clean, unbroken. Range Rover's design philosophy has always been reductionist. Remove everything unnecessary until only the essence remains. But here, they've taken that philosophy and dipped it in midnight. The paint is not black. It's not dark. It's not shadow. It's something else. A finish so deep, so absorbing, that light doesn't bounce off it. It gets swallowed. Stand close, and you'll notice how the reflections soften, how the edges blur, how the body almost melts into the environment. This is not gloss, not matte, not satin. It's a curated darkness. A darkness with texture, with depth, with movement. Walk around the front, and the grille tells you everything you need to know. It's not chrome, not brushed metal, not polished silver. It's black, but not the same black as the body. This is a layered black, a metallic black, a black that reveals detail only when the light hits it at the perfect angle. Step closer, and you'll see the micropatterning inside the grille. Tiny geometric cuts, precision machined, almost jewelry-like, but jewelry for someone who doesn't need to show off. The headlights are razor-thin, blade-like, almost surgical. They don't scream. They don't glow aggressively. They simply illuminate, calm, controlled, confident. Move to the side, and the proportions start to speak. Long wheelbase, perfect stance, minimal overhangs. The SV Black Edition doesn't try to look athletic. It doesn't try to look rugged. It doesn't try to look futuristic. It looks inevitable, like this shape was always meant to exist. Like the designers didn't create it, they discovered it. Pause and look at the wheels. These are not ordinary wheels, not even luxury wheels. These are sculptures, gloss black forged alloys, with a design that feels both modern and timeless. The spokes are thin, but strong, sharp, but elegant, and behind them, massive SV-spec brakes with black calipers. No red, no gold, no blue, just black, because the theme here is simple. If it shines, it's subtle. If it stands out, it's intentional. If it's visible, it's refined. Walk toward the rear, and the taillights greet you with a soft glow. Not bright, not aggressive, just a warm, deep red that feels almost liquid. The rear design is clean, minimal, pure, no chrome strip, no oversized bagging, no unnecessary accents. Just the Range Rover script, in black, SV badging, in black, and a silhouette that looks like it was carved from a single piece of obsidian. Take a moment and let the whole exterior sink in. This is luxury without noise, power without shouting, presence without arrogance. This is the kind of vehicle you don't notice immediately, but once you do, you can't stop looking. And that is exactly why Maybach should be nervous. Because Maybach's design language is loud, opulent, showy. Range Rover's is quiet, confident, unshakable. And in 2026, quiet wins. Presence is not about size. It's not about lights. It's not about chrome. Presence is about energy. The energy a vehicle gives off when it's standing still. The energy it carries when it rolls past. The energy it projects when you walk toward it. And the SV Black Edition has presence in abundance. Stand in front of it and you feel something. A weight, calmness, a sense of authority. Not intimidation, not aggression. Authority. The kind of authority that doesn't need to prove anything. Doesn't need to flex. Doesn't need to announce itself. Simply exists, and that's enough. Take a slow walk around it, and you'll notice how people react. They don't point. They don't gasp. They don't shout. They pause. They look. They observe. They try to understand what they're seeing. Because the SV Black Edition doesn't fit into a category. It's not a luxury SUV. It's not a performance SUV. It's not a flagship SUV. It's a statement about taste, about restraint, about the art of doing more by showing less. And that's where the identity of this vehicle becomes clear. Maybach is luxury for the spotlight. Range Rover SV Black Edition is luxury for the shadows. Maybach is for the stage. SV Black Edition is for the private room. Maybach is for the gala. SV Black Edition is for the invitation-only dinner. Maybach is for the VIP list. SV Black Edition is for the people who write the VIP list. Pause and let that sink in. Because identity matters, especially in the ultra-luxury segment. And Range Rover has crafted an identity here that is unmatched. This is not luxury for everyone. This is luxury for the few, the quiet few, the powerful few, the ones who don't need to be seen, to be known. The SV Black Edition is not trying to compete with Maybach. It's trying to eclipse it. And in many ways, it already has. Step inside, and the world changes. The outside is darkness, controlled, measured, intentional. But the moment the door closes behind you, the SV Black Edition reveals its true nature. Silence. Not the silence of insulation, not the silence of engineering, but the silence of luxury. A curated silence, a design silence, a silence that feels like stepping into a private lounge at 35,000 feet. Take a breath and let the atmosphere settle, because this interior is not just a cabin, it's an experience. The first thing you notice is the light. Soft, warm, ambient. Not bright, not clinical, not artificial. It feels like candlelight, but modern, like a luxury hotel suite, but mobile. The lighting doesn't illuminate the space. It shapes it. It highlights the curves. It traces the edges. It guides your eyes exactly where they need to go. Pause and look at the materials. Range Rover didn't choose luxury materials. They curated them. Every surface, every stitch, every texture feels intentional. The leather is not just premium. It's indulgent, thick, supple, almost creamy to the touch. Run your hand across the seat and you feel the craftsmanship, the depth, the softness. This is not mass-produced luxury. This is artisan luxury. The kind you expect in a bespoke yacht, or a private jet, or a penthouse designed by someone whose name you can't pronounce. The stitching is perfect. The perforation is symmetrical. The contouring is sculpted. Sit down, and the seat doesn't just support you. It welcomes you. It adjusts. It adapts. It embraces. Not tightly, not aggressively, just enough to let you know you're in the right place. Pause and feel the armrest. It's wide, soft, perfectly positioned. The kind of armrest that makes you wonder why other SUVs even bother. Your fingers slide forward and meet the controls. Not buttons, not switches, not plastic toggles, but metal, cold, smooth, precise. The knurled finish feels like a luxury watch crown. The weight is perfect. The movement is deliberate. Turn it, and you feel the engineering, the resistance, the refinement. This is not a control. It's an instrument. Move your eyes to the center console, and the design philosophy becomes clear. Minimalism, but with purpose. No clutter, no chaos, no unnecessary chaps. Just clean lines, soft curves, and materials that feel expensive even before you touch them. The piano black surfaces are deep, glossy, liquid. The metal accents are subtle, dark, understated. Nothing screams, nothing shouts. Everything whispers. Pause and look at the steering wheel. Thick, solid, perfectly weighted. Wrapped in leather that feels like it was conditioned by hand. Stitched with precision. Shaped for comfort. The controls are integrated seamlessly. No cheap plastic. No awkward placement. Just elegance. Pure elegance. The wheel doesn't feel like a tool. It feels like a command center. A place where decisions are made. Where journeys begin. Where power is controlled. Take a moment and look at the digital displays. They're bright, but not harsh. Sharp, but not overwhelming. The graphics are clean, modern, premium. Everything moves smoothly, effortlessly, like the interface was designed by a luxury tech brand. The animations are subtle. The transitions are fluid. The layout is intuitive. Nothing feels rushed. Nothing feels cluttered. This digital luxury, done right. Pause and shift your attention to the seats behind you, because the rear cabin is where the SV Black Edition truly flexes. Open the rear door, and the atmosphere changes again. This is not a back seat. This is a sanctuary, private space, a personal lounge, a place designed for people who don't sit in the back. They reside in the back. The seats are massive, wide, sculpted. They recline, they extend, they adjust in ways that feel almost therapeutic. Sit down, and the world melts away. The cushioning is perfect. The support is perfect. The angle is perfect. It feels like a first-class seat, but better, because it's yours. Pause and look at the legroom. It's not generous. It's indulgent. You don't fit here. You stretch. You relax. You exist. The footrest rises. The seat reclines. The headrest cradles your head like a pillow. This is not transportation. This is restoration. Your eyes drift to the center armrest, and it reveals a world of luxury. Touchscreen, metal controls, storage lined with soft materials, cup holders that feel engineered rather than molded. Everything is premium. Everything is refined. Everything is designed for comfort. Pause and look at the rear entertainment screens. Large, sharp, beautiful, mounted perfectly, aligned perfectly, integrated perfectly. The interface is smooth. The responsiveness is instant. The experience is cinematic. This is not a car with screens. This is a lounge with mobility. Your hand moves to the door panel, and the materials tell another story. Leather, metal, soft touch surfaces. No plastic, no shortcuts, no compromises. The ambient lighting glows softly, warm, inviting. It traces the edges. It highlights the contours, creates an atmosphere that feels almost therapeutic. Pause and listen. Nothing. No road noise. No wind noise. No engine noise. Just silence. A curated silence. A design silence. A silence that feels expensive. This is not insulation. This is engineering. This is craftsmanship. This is luxury. Your eyes drift upward, and the panoramic roof reveals the sky. But not harshly, not brightly. The tint is perfect. The clarity is perfect. The atmosphere is perfect. It feels like sitting under a glass ceiling in a luxury penthouse. Pause and breathe, because this interior is not trying to impress you. It's trying to calm you. It's trying to elevate you, to center you, to remind you that luxury is not about features. It's about feeling. And the feeling here is unmatched. Maybach interiors are loud, flashy, opulent. Range Rovers is quiet, confident, private. Maybach wants you to notice the luxury. Range Rover wants you to feel it. Maybach wants to show off. Range Rover wants to disappear into comfort. Maybach is luxury for the spotlight. SV Black Edition is luxury for the shadows. Pause and let that sink in, because this interior is not competing with Maybach. It's surpassing it. Not with gold, not with chrome, not with diamonds, but with taste, with restraint, with mastery. The SV Black Edition interior is not trying to be the most luxurious. It's trying to be the most refined. And it succeeds. Everywhere you look, everywhere you touch, everywhere you sit, you feel the intention, the craftsmanship, the artistry, the obsession. This is not a cabin. It's a statement about what luxury should be, a statement about what comfort should feel like, a statement about what refinement truly means. Pause and take one last look around, because this interior is not designed for everyone. It's designed for the few, the quiet few, the powerful few, the ones who don't need to be seen, to be known. And in this space, they will feel at home. Press the start button, and the SV Black Edition doesn't roar. It doesn't growl. It doesn't announce itself. It exhales. A deep, smooth, controlled breath. The kind of sound that tells you everything you need to know about the engineering underneath. Powerful, but calm. Capable, but composed. This is not a performance SUV pretending to be luxurious. This is a luxury SUV that happens to be extremely powerful. Take a moment and let the cabin settle around you. The silence returns. The atmosphere stabilizes. The world outside, and then you move. The first inch of motion tells the story. Effortless, fluid, perfectly balanced. There's no jerk. No hesitation. No vibration. Just pure, uninterrupted glide. Feels less like driving and more like being carried. The suspension absorbs everything. The imperfections, the texture, the noise. It doesn't fight the road. It neutralizes it. Pause and feel the steering. It's light, but not loose. Precise, but not sharp. It guides. It assists. It supports. You don't wrestle with it. You don't command it. You collaborate with it. Every movement feels natural. Every correction feels intuitive. Every turn feels like the vehicle already knew what you wanted to do. This is not steering. This is communication. Your foot touches the accelerator, and the response is immediate. Not aggressive, not explosive, just smooth, controlled power. The kind of power that doesn't need to prove itself. The kind of power that feels endless. The kind of power that makes you wonder why other SUVs even bother. The SV Black Edition moves with confidence, with grace, with authority. It doesn't sprint. It glides. It doesn't shout. It whispers. It doesn't rush. It flows. Pause and listen. Nothing. The cabin remains silent. The engine remains distant. The road remains invisible. This is not noise reduction. This is noise elimination. The engineers didn't try to hide the sound. They removed it. The result is a driving experience that feels almost surreal. You're moving, but it feels like floating. You're accelerating, but it feels like gliding. You're turning, but it feels like drifting through air. This is not an SUV. This is a luxury vessel. Your eyes drift to the digital cluster, and the graphics move with elegance. No harsh transitions. No clutter. No chaos. Just clean, modern information presented with premium clarity. The speedometer glows softly. The navigation animates smoothly. The vehicle status updates with precision. Everything feels refined. Everything feels intentional. Everything feels expensive. Pause and look at the road ahead. The SV Black Edition doesn't just drive over it. It dominates it. The adaptive suspension reads the surface. The chassis adjusts. The dampers respond. Every millisecond, every movement, every vibration is analyzed and corrected. You don't feel the road. You feel the result. And the result is perfection. The corners arrive, and the vehicle leans gently, controlled, balanced, stable. There's no drama. No roll. No hesitation. Just smooth, confident rotation. The weight disappears. The size disappears. The complexity disappears. Feels like driving something much smaller, much lighter, much more agile. Pause and accelerate again. The power arrives instantly, silently, effortlessly. The SV Black Edition doesn't surge. It rises, like a wave, like a tide, like a force of nature. The torque is abundant. The delivery is seamless. The sensation is addictive. This is not brute force. This is refined force. The kind of power that doesn't need to be loud, because it's effective. Your hands rest on the wheel, and the leather feels warm, soft, comforting. The cabin glows with ambient light. The materials feel rich. The atmosphere feels curated. This is not driving. This is experiencing. Pause and look around. The passengers are relaxed, calm, comfortable. They're not bracing. They're not adjusting. They're not reacting. Because the SV Black Edition doesn't disturb them, protects them. The suspension isolates. The cabin insulates. The engineering elevates. This is not a vehicle for excitement. This is a vehicle for serenity. Your eyes drift to the center screen, and the interface reveals its depth. The menus are simple. The animations are fluid. The layout is intuitive. Everything feels premium. Everything feels modern. Everything feels designed for people who appreciate refinement. The climate controls respond instantly. The seat adjustments move smoothly. The audio system fills the cabin with warmth. Pause and listen to the sound system. It's not loud. It's not sharp. It's not aggressive. It's rich, warm, immersive. The bass is deep, but controlled. The mids are clear, but soft. The highs are crisp, but gentle. This is not a car audio system. This is a studio, private studio, personal concert hall, a space where sound becomes emotion. Your fingers glide across the controls, and the tactile feedback feels perfect. The metal is cold. The movement is smooth. The resistance is precise. This is not a button. This is craftsmanship. Pause and breathe, because the driving experience here is not about speed. It's not about performance. It's not about numbers. It's about feeling. The feeling of control. The feeling of comfort. The feeling of refinement. The feeling of being in something designed for people who value peace over noise, taste over flash, presence over attention. Maybach delivers luxury, but Range Rover delivers serenity. Maybach delivers opulence, but Range Rover delivers balance.
Maybach d'Olivet Spectacle.
But Range Rover delivers experience. Pause and let that sink in, because the SV Black Edition doesn't try to outperform Maybach. It tries to out-refine it, and it succeeds. Every movement, every sound, every sensation, every detail, it all points to one truth. This is not a competitor. This is a successor to the throne of ultra-luxury SUVs, a successor to the philosophy of quiet power, a successor to the idea that luxury is not about being seen, but about being felt. Pause and take one last look at the road ahead, because driving the SV Black Edition is not about the destination. It's about the journey, the calm, the silence, the refinement. It's about the feeling of being in something built for people who don't chase luxury. They define it. And in this moment, Behind this wheel, in this cabin, on this road, you understand exactly why Maybach should be worried. There's a moment, after you've driven it, after you've sat in it, after you've walked around it, where the truth settles in. A quiet truth, a confident truth, a truth that doesn't need exaggeration or hype. The 2026 Range Rover SV Black Edition is not just another luxury SUV. It's a shift, pivot, a recalibration of what ultra-luxury means in this decade. Take a breath and let that realization settle. Because the more time you spend with this vehicle, the more you understand what Range Rover has done. They didn't chase Maybach. They didn't imitate Maybach. They didn't try to outshine Maybach. They out-refined it. They out-calmed it. They out-focused it. They out-executed it. Luxury is not about noise. Luxury is not about flash. Luxury is not about spectacle. Luxury is about feeling. And the feeling here is unmatched. Pause and think about the exterior again. That deep, absorbing black. That silhouette carved from midnight. That presence that doesn't shout, but commands. It's not aggressive. It's not flashy. It's not loud. It's inevitable. The kind of design that feels like it was always meant to exist. The kind of presence that doesn't ask for attention, but receives it anyway. Then think about the interior. The silence, the warmth, the softness, the craftsmanship, the way the seats embrace you, the way the lighting shapes the cabin, the way the materials feel curated rather than selected. This is not luxury for the spotlight. This is luxury for the shadows, the quiet rooms, the private lounges, the invitation-only spaces, the places where real power sits. Pause and remember the drive, the glide, the calm, the balance, the way the suspension dissolves imperfections, the way the steering communicates without effort, the way the power arrives without drama. It doesn't sprint. It rises. It doesn't roar. It breathes. It doesn't perform. It delivers. This is not a vehicle that tries to impress you. It's a vehicle that tries to elevate you. And it succeeds. Everywhere you look, everywhere you touch, everywhere you sit, you feel the intention, the obsession, the mastery, the restraint. Because true luxury is not about adding more. It's about removing everything that doesn't belong. And the SV Black Edition belongs. Pause and consider the competition. Maybach is luxury for the stage. Range Rover SV Black Edition is luxury for the private room. Maybach is for the spotlight. SV Black Edition is for the shadows. Maybach is for the VIP list. SV Black Edition is for the people who write the VIP list. Maybach is opulence. SV Black Edition is authority. And authority always wins. Because authority doesn't need to be seen. It only needs to be felt. And when you're inside this vehicle, you feel it. Not loudly, not aggressively, not dramatically, quietly, calmly, confidently. The SV Black Edition is not trying to be the most luxurious SUV. It's trying to be the most refined. And in that pursuit, it has created something Maybach cannot match. A new category, a new identity, a new definition of ultra-luxury. Pause and take one last look around the cabin. The soft glow of the ambient lighting, the warmth of the leather, the silence that feels almost sacred, the presence that feels almost royal. This is not transportation. This is sanctuary. A sanctuary for people who don't chase luxury. They define it. A sanctuary for people who don't need attention. They command it. A sanctuary for people who don't need to be seen, to be known. And that is the essence of the SV Black Edition. It's not a competitor. It's not a challenger. It's not a rival. It's a successor to the throne of ultra-luxury SUVs, a successor to the philosophy of quiet power, a successor to the idea that luxury is not about being noticed, but about being understood. Pause and breathe, because the 2026 Range Rover SV Black Edition is not just a vehicle, it's a statement written in midnight, a statement crafted in silence, a statement delivered with authority. And the world, especially Maybach, should pay attention because the future of ultra-luxury is not loud, it's not bright, it's not flashy, it's quiet, it's refined, it's intentional. It's this, the SV Black Edition. Pause and let the final truth settle. This is not the Range Rover you buy to be seen. This is the Range Rover you buy when you already are. If you enjoyed this first look deep dive into the 2026 Range Rover SV Black Edition, make sure you subscribe to Autovault for more cinematic luxury showcases. Drop a comment, share your thoughts, and tell me what you want to see next. Your support keeps these deep dive productions alive. And trust me, we're just getting started.